Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Gothic 2. Last time, we got some money and, well, did a few quests, murdered some critters, and got to the landowner's farm. This time, we're actually going for, well, our main objective, which is joining a faction. So first and foremost, just so you know,
Nobody wants to know.
you go here.
Where do you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Anything new? Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
Lee is here, as we heard earlier in the game.
He and I go way back.
You're a pal of Lee's? I don't believe a word. But go on in. He doesn't recognize you. You'll know it. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else.
Thankfully, they do actually allow us in here. So let's go here. And
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
well, first let's actually, get in a position where I can see your face.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
Huh.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor, but first, join us.
That's an option.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
Smart man.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Of course.
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
Aw, man. Gordon was on the Four Amigos, and he's gone. That's a shame. Anyway, I just wanted to show that we have Leo here, and I want to show one more fairly important thing. If we go in this direction, there's a small church here. Why do I even care about this small church? Well. Because of money, of course. Well, there's also two meadow knotweeds, which are required plants to make potions, MP and HP potions. Suck, because they're not permanent HP. But over here we have 2 silver candlesticks and a gold goblet, which are worth some good dosh, which is why I picked them up. And now we can do the last thing I want to do. But before that, there are a few enemies around here that I do want to still clear out. In particular, right over here, there's some, what's it called? Crawlers. Are they? Yeah, there they are. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. Anyway, those are taken care of. But just a note, around the initial 3, which were right here, there is a little satchel of money, which is quite nice.
Hey, you!
Didn't actually mean to talk to this random guy. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to do here, well, one of the last things, going over here, well, there is code here, which I don't really care about, but right here there is a guy that has a bunch of sheep. Pepe.
What are you doing here?
Guarding sheep. And if possible, staying out of trouble.
Doesn't always work, does it?
Nah, especially not with the mercenaries. I'm really glad to be out here in the pasture, although it can be dangerous too.
What's so dangerous in the pasture?
There's a small pack of wolves that roams the area. Lately, the damn beasts have come by and eaten one of my sheep almost every day. A few days ago, I had almost twice as many sheep. I don't want to think what Onar will do to me when he finds out.
Why didn't you tell the mercenaries about the wolves? I thought they worked for you.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that, but I didn't, damn it. And now, with so many sheep gone, I'm afraid to tell anyone about it at all.
But
Ooh.
you just told me.
I'm already regretting that too.
What if I kill those wolves?
You? By yourself? I don't believe it. I'd sooner trust my bellwether to do that.
Forget it. It was just a suggestion. I'll go over to the boys and see what they say about it.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're the greatest and you can take on 100 wolves at once, no problem. Mostly they lurk between the trees near the pasture. I think there were only 4.
Interesting. Well, that's actually quite easy to deal with. As he said, there's about 4 of them. And if you aim your bow right, I'm fairly sure you can find them pretty easily around here. Still, even though we picked this quest up, I don't actually think I want to do it. It's nice extra XP, I guess. But it's really not necessary. Again, we have better things to do at this point. It is nice to get some extra XP here, but the wolves are not a priority here, or neither are these quests. At this point, again, kinda don't matter for me. The reason why I wanted to talk to this guy, although I'm still scanning for these wolves because I don't actually remember ever doing this quest. Probably because it's been a long time since I've ever done, what's it called?
Hey, you!
The mercenary quest. Oh, apparently I already killed them.
I've done in the wolves.
I don't need you to make a fool of
Alright, apparently I didn't.
Can I buy a sheep?
anytime if you can pay the price. A sheep will cost you 100 gold pieces.
Now
If you
that
pay,
is
you can take a sheep, but you have to treat it well.
something I want to do.
Here's 100 gold pieces. Give me a sheep then.
Good. Then take Betsy. You'll find her in the pasture. Just tell her she should follow you. She's pretty smart for a sheep. Treat her well.
So, we find Betsy. Where is she?
Hey, you! Hello, sheep?
And now she will follow us. And now we have one mission. Is getting all the way back to the monastery. Oh. Apparently that wasn't
Hey.
the follow command yet.
Come with me.
Good. Betsy follows me now. Now, usually, this could be a bit of trouble, because the path to the monastery has a decent amount of enemies. Thankfully, the game is not such a big of an asshole that it will spawn more enemies in. So we're fine. I just gotta walk all the way back. Now, I do want to go a bit around here, because I don't want, well, what's his face? I don't want those mercenary dudes to try to fleece me again. So I'm gonna go around here and make my way all the way back to the monastery, which again is gonna be a bit of a walk. Not a huge one, but still gonna take a while. Now, just to point one thing out, that guy who wanted us to find him a better pasture is still an option if you go all the way here and then left, I believe. Because you will find a ravine where you can kind of work on that. But again, not interested. So, I'll see you all way back at the monastery. Now we're almost there. But before that, I actually don't have enough money.
Hey,
This guy's wielding a weapon we sold him. So I'm just gonna
show me your
quickly
wares.
go here and sell this guy some of the extra weapons we found. And all the way at the bottom, the golden candlesticks, golden dishes, silver candlesticks, and we could sell him the jewel casket. But I think I already have enough money, and I don't want to have too much money.
Watch over you always.
Because again, some guys can definitely fleece you the more money you have. So going just slightly over 1k is fine. By the way, if you're playing Knight of the Raven, there is an alternative way to join the monastery that doesn't, well, force you to bring a sheep in 1k gold. But since I'm not playing that, I'm not gonna go into detail on that. If you are playing Knight of the Raven, you can just, you know, Google it, fool. I mean, yeah. That's literally the easiest option. The Gothic wiki, or I guess World of Gothic, is really good about stuff like that. They have some really good quest explanations, telling you where locations are and so on. And we are here. Hello, Pedro. I have something for you.
I want to become a novice.
I see that you have brought the required offering. If you are truly willing, you are now free to become a novice. However, if you make this decision, there is no going back. Consider well if this is your path.
Of course, I have already brought the sheep.
Yes, I want to dedicate my life to the service of Innos.
Then be welcome, brother. I give to you the key to the monastery gate. As a sign of your free decision, it is up to you to open the gate and step through. You are now a novice. Wear this robe as a sign that you are now a member of this brotherhood. When you are in the monastery, go to Parlin. He'll see to your needs from now on.
Will my transgressions be forgiven now?
Not yet. Speak to Master Parlin. He will bless you and wash you clean of your sins.
First and foremost, since we have joined them, we now get novices robes, which are quite nice. They're a slight upgrade over our leather armor. They don't give any more weapon protection. They give a bit extra arrow protection, and they give magic protection. Less fire protection though, but oh well. And now, we have entered the monastery. First and foremost, we have to talk to Opolos.
Hello. You must be the new guy. I'm Opolis. I take care of the sheep around here.
Well,
Look here, I brought Betsy. Can I leave her with you?
Yes, of course. Good-looking animal. I'll take good care of her.
that's the first thing. And we can also talk further with him. I'm gonna do it in a moment. First,
Welcome, new novice. I am Parlin,
I am...
a novice. It is not important who you were before. Now you are a servant of Innos.
As if I don't have enough
That is all that matters. And with the acceptance into the Brotherhood of Fire, all of your previous transgressions
You don't have to ask
will be
me that.
forgiven. May Innos bless this man who places his life in his service and wash
You
away
have to feel
his
sorry for the
sins.
poor.
And now?
First, you will fulfill the duties of a novice. You will work and serve the Brotherhood. You can give your gold to Gorax, our steward. You will find him in the winery. When you have done that, we shall speak about your work here in the monastery.
alright. So first and foremost, let's just do the minimum we have to do. Just go to Gorax over here.
Can I be of assistance to you?
Hello?
I've brought a heap of gold.
You're bringing your offering for Innos. That's good of you, my son. I shall use your offering for the best of the monastery, as it pleases Innos.
Thank you. And we're gonna go back to Parlin because that's what he instructed us to do.
As if I don't have enough problems.
Should we? Yeah.
I'm looking for the Eye of Innos.
I don't know who told you about that,
That's
but the
totally
divine
obvious.
artifact is not accessible to anyone.
Where is the Eye of Innos kept?
The fewer people know this secret,
I never
the
would
better it is protected. Seek for it, and you will not find it.
Dang.
Let's wait
I
and
need
see
to
what
talk to the
happens.
leader of the paladins.
Lord Hagen does not receive novices. Only we magicians are permitted to see him.
Huh.
Tell me about the Eye of Innos.
As if I
All
don't
right.
have enough problems.
The Eye of Innos contains a part of the divine power of Innos. Only one chosen servant of Innos is permitted to bear the amulet. It was created to protect us from the powers of evil when the time comes.
Anything's possible.
Really?
Tell me that isn't true.
How can I learn the art of magic?
You are not here to receive the gift of magic. You are here to serve Innos.
Been there, done
But
that.
I can show you how to increase your magic power.
That's just what I said.
We can now go to him
I want
to
to increase my magic powers.
spend learning points to get extra mana, which we don't care about yet. But also,
How can I serve the community?
Speak to the other magicians. They will give you tasks. I will oversee your work, and when you have fulfilled your duties adequately, you will receive permission to enter the library to study the word of Innos.
we have to do some missions here in order to progress the story. But first, hey,
Do you have an assignment for me?
Yes, there is indeed something you can do for the community. The novices' chambers could do with a good sweeping. Take care of that.
But that will take forever.
Then
Ooh.
you better start right away,
Go on like
hadn't
this
you?
forever.
so, first mission is to sweep the chambers for the novices. That sucks. Let's first and foremost pick up some quests. Here?
Do you have an assignment for me?
You novices have worked hard lately, and those who work a lot shall eat a lot too. I'm giving you a key to the larder. You'll find some mutton sausages there. Distribute them among the novices, but fairly. Once you've done that, you can come see me again.
Fair enough. Oh, and also,
I'm looking for a place to sleep.
There's an empty bed right next door, the first on the right, next to the entrance. You can sleep there. You can store your belongings in one of the unused chests. And remember, you have no business entering the sleeping chambers of the magicians. You're also not allowed to enter the library unless you've been given permission.
fair.
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need...
You can make purchases here, in particular of potions and scrolls. There's also a map of Corinnes. Kinda expensive though, so no. Anyway, we have about 2 more quests we need to pick up from the magicians. But first and foremost, I'm gonna go to this one.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
What's your job here?
I prepare the paladins for their fight against
Feel
evil.
sorry for the poor guy.
Really?
What is evil?
Get away with that.
Evil is everywhere. It is the power of Beliar, the eternal adversary of Innos. It is the all-encompassing blackness which seems to blot out the light of Innos forever. Beliar is the lord of darkness, of hate, and of destruction. Only those among us in whose hearts burns the holy fire of Innos will bear the radiant light of Innos into the world and banish the darkness.
Wow.
Rely on that.
Big evil god versus good god, as usual.
Better watch out who you tell that to.
But there are only magicians and novices living in the monastery.
Tell me that.
That is correct, in contrast to our community which honors the word of Innos. The paladins honor the great deeds of our Lord above all else. We are the representatives of Innos, but the paladins are his warriors, who go into battle in his name and increase his glory.
You already know what I think.
Is there anything I can do for you, Master?
For me, no. I do not require your help. Pray rather for the well-being of the warriors of Innos, who have gone to the Valley of Mines.
Who told you that?
Is there anything you can teach me?
I am an expert in the magic of ice and the magic of thunder. I can teach you their power. However, I only instruct magicians.
All over again.
That's a shame.
You already know what I think.
How about talking to this paladin?
Enos be with you. What can I do for you?
What are you doing here?
I am praying to Enos that he strengthen my arm and my will. Thus I am armed against all dangers and shall destroy all his enemies in order to do him honor.
What enemies?
All those who oppose the will of Enos, whether they be human-born or summoned creature.
Interesting.
Why aren't you with the other paladins?
It may seem unusual that I am here. However, we paladins also serve the magicians, for they preach the will of Enos. We paladins are warriors in the name of Enos. His will is our law. At the moment, I am waiting for new orders from the magicians.
And do you already have new orders?
Until then, I still have time to find strength in prayer. May Enos illuminate your path.
Thank you. Now, there's a few more things we can do. There's a few notable, well, novices
Hey,
here.
you.
Like Opolos.
How long have you been in the monastery?
I've been here 3 years, but so far I haven't studied, although I'd like to.
Why not?
My job is looking after the sheep, not studying the scriptures. As long as Master Paladin doesn't release me from this duty, I'm not allowed to study in the library.
Interesting.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
How shall I act here in the monastery?
Never lie to a magician. Don't transgress against a brother of the community. Respect the property of the community. If you violate these rules, you have to pay a penalty to Master Paladin.
Fair.
Apart from that, I can only advise you to be careful around Aegon. If you don't watch out, you'll end up like Babo.
What happened to Babo?
Tell me.
Who are Aegon and Babo?
Aegon takes care of the herb garden. He's also a novice, but he acts like he was the chosen one himself. Babo came to the monastery shortly before you. At first he helped Aegon in the herb garden. But they must have had a fight, and Babo has been sweeping the courtyard ever since.
Do you know what happened?
That will never
Not
change.
exactly. You'll have to ask them. But Aegon's word has more weight than that of the other novices because he's the governor's nephew.
Ooh.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
About the library.
That's the locked room to the left, next to the gate. But you'll only get the key when Master Paladin decides that you may study the teachings.
The things I could tell you.
Alright, let's talk to some other guys, like Igaras.
What can I do for you, brother?
Why aren't you working?
I am permitted to study the teachings of Enos. I seek wisdom in his words. One day, he would choose me. And then, I shall take the test of magic and enter the circle of fire.
Wow.
Who are the chosen?
The novices whom Enos has ordained to take the test of magic. He who passes it is accepted into the ranks of the magicians of fire.
Interesting.
How can I be chosen?
You have no influence on that. Enos alone chooses his novices, and the High Council announces his will.
What is the test of magic?
A test which is announced by the High Council to all chosen novices. It is an assignment in which faith and cleverness are put to the test. All the chosen novices take part, but it is only possible for one of them to complete it successfully.
Interesting. Then we have a dude over here, which is Tyrian.
What do you want? I couldn't care.
What are you doing here?
I have transgressed against the precepts of the community. Now I'm waiting for the decision of the High Council, whether I may remain in the monastery.
Oh.
You already know what I think.
Tell me what happened.
I took a book from the rooms of the magicians while I was sweeping, so I could read it later. Master Highglass noticed it immediately, of course, and asked me about the book. Out of fear of being punished, I lied about it. but he caught me later when I was in my chamber with the book. He was really angry and informed the High Council. Now they are discussing whether I can stay.
Ooh.
Is there any way I can help you?
No. I've been delivered up to the mercy of Innos and the magicians.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Well, I guess you're taking it well. Then we have Bab over here.
Hello. You're also new here, aren't you?
Yes. How long have you been here?
I've been here for 4 weeks. Have you already been given a fighting staff?
Not so far.
Then take this one. We novices all carry a staff as a sign of our ability to defend ourselves. Can you fight?
Well, I've wielded a weapon or two.
If you want, I can teach you something. However, I have a request.
Yes.
What request would that be?
Well, one of the paladins, Sergio, is in the monastery at the moment. If you can persuade him to go through a few exercises with me, then I'll train you.
I shall see what can be done.
And
what happened between you and Aegon?
Oh, we had a disagreement about how to take care of fire nettles. Aegon had watered them so much that the plants almost had root rot already. Once the roots were completely rotten, he blamed me for it. They've made me sweep the courtyard all day ever since.
He really should have known better.
Why did Aegon do that?
You'll have to ask him that. I think he just can't stand it when someone is better than he is.
ooh,
You seem to know a thing or two about plants.
We had an herb garden where I learned a few tricks from my grandpa. I'd really prefer to work in the garden again.
How's life here in the monastery?
I don't mean to complain, but I never thought that it would be so strict here. If you don't stick to the rules, they punish you. Of course, a lot of novices want to study the teaching of Innos in the library, so they can be prepared if they're chosen. But I think the best preparation for the test of magic is fulfilling our own tasks.
What's the deal with the Chosen and that test?
Talk to Brother Igaraz. He knows a lot about that.
interesting. We can also talk to him about our mission to sweep everything. But I'm gonna leave that off for a bit and show one last thing off. Which is if we go all the way down here. Well, not exactly one last thing. First, over on the left here, there's an alchemy hall, more or less.
You!
What? What's wrong? Why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of an extremely complicated experiment?
You
I
are?
didn't mean to disturb you.
You already have. Well, what do you want?
Have you got work for me?
Yes, I need plants for my experiments. We raise plants ourselves, but we're all out of fire nettles. 7 blossoms should do. Bring me those. Oh, something else. I'm missing a recipe for creating magic potions. If you find it, I would be very grateful.
Alright, we can give him nettles right now, but I'm gonna leave that for later.
Could you brew me a potion?
For a novice, you are certainly impertinent. Go about your duties. You can buy everything you need from Gorax.
That's a shame. And of course, we cannot learn from him. There are 2 book stands here. Both of these, I believe, are already books you have read with Zardas. So these should be useless. Oh no, this one isn't. Nice. Again, you cannot actually learn how to wield potions from this, so... oh well. And there is one last thing on the left and right here. Over here we have...
Not permitted to go further. Turn back.
Fair enough. However, you know, if you wanted to...
That's totally obvious.
Innos will turn.
we could do one of these. And now we're in this section, which happens to be a section that's like chapter 5 required. So, you know, there's some really nice stuff down here, but also, you know, really dangerous stuff. So, no, we are not. On the other hand, over here, we have a novice.
Innos be with you. I've never seen you before. You are new around here.
Yes, I only just joined.
In that case, I hope you get settled here fast. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Oh?
What room is this?
This is where they keep the holy relics of the monastery.
What relics?
Here rests the Hammer of Innos, along with the Shield of Fire. These are the most important relics of Church of Innos, outside the capital of the realm.
Is the Eye of Innos kept here too?
Of course not. What a strange idea. Nobody knows where that divine artifact is to be found.
What are you doing here?
I am the guardian of the sacred artifacts.
Don't you ever sleep?
What an unusual notion. Of course I don't ever sleep. Innos himself grants me the power which allows me to forego sleep altogether. For how else could I fulfill the sacred duties of guardianship?
Do you really never sleep?
No. If a guardian falls asleep, he has failed. But I shall not fail, for Innos gives me the strength and endurance, and I shall never tire.
Tell me about the shield.
The Shield of Fire was borne by Dominique in the battle on the Southern Isles. But the power of the shield is never to be wielded again. Therefore we have nailed it to the wall.
Tell me about the hammer.
This is the sacred hammer of Innos. With this hammer, Saint Robar slew the stone sentinel. The Holy Scriptures say that the stone sentinel was invulnerable. He stood in battle like a tower, and the weapons of his enemies were smashed on his skin of stone. With the name of Innos on his lips, Robar hurled himself at the monster and crushed it with one mighty blow of his hammer.
Wow.
Tell me about the hammer.
This is the sacred hammer of Innos.
Okay, that's the same thing. You can technically pick up the sacred hammer, but not the sacred shield, as shields are not a thing you can actually wield in this game. And that is it for now. We have pretty much picked up all the quests in the monastery. These are the ones we can currently access. And next time, we're gonna speed through pretty much all of them. So, let's go to our very own bed over here. Should be one of these two. Oh, well, probably this one. And we'll see you all next time, when we start working on becoming well, not just an apprentice, but a full-blown fire magician. See you all then.